Is it worth putting an SSD drive into your old computer, and what performance gains do you get compared with the old conventional 7200 spinning hard drive compared with fitting an SSD? I took my SSD out of my new computer and fitted a slightly larger and faster one in it. Put my old SSD into one of my old computers, so it's running both mechanical spinning hard drive and a solid state drive. As long as your computer supports fitting an SSD, obviously you need a SATA connection, it should work all right. So this computer, I've set it up. Both the drives, the mechanical drive and the SSD, are both running the same operating system, Windows 10. I don't use Windows 10, but I've just done this to make this video. So basically I've stopped the computer, I'll stop it on both hard drives from booting. So the BIOS is booted, it's just asking me which drive I want to boot from. So this one I'm going to boot from the mechanical hard drive, spinning at 7200 RPM. So I'll hit the start key now. So it's booting from the old hard drive. This SSD which is in this computer as well, which we're not booting from at the moment, is a very early SSD. It's probably 8 years old or something like that. Later cheap SSDs are 20% faster again, just a budget drive. So basically this is booting up. Both the operating systems are virtually identical. So this is Windows 10 booting, and as I say, I do not use Windows 10. I've only installed it on these two drives for the purpose of this video. So it's loading up. As you can see, it's taking its time. There's not a lot of things installed, so there goes the Windows sound. A good check of how far it's actually got into loading. I don't think you can hear the hard drive, but it's still rattling its brains out now. So we'll wait until it's like finished accessing and doing all it needs to do for Windows to fully load. I could open Task Manager, but basically you won't be able to see it on the screen. So the hard drive's still rattling its brains out now. Both of the hard drives have been run for quite a bit of time, so any updating which needs doing has been done. The virus checkers, everything's up to date, but there's very few programs installed apart from the very basic ones which you need to run your computer. Right, the hard drive's finished loading, so what we're going to do is open Mozilla Firefox. So see how long it takes to load a program, and obviously most people, you use your browser. So here goes Mozilla Firefox. Double click. There it is, Mozilla Firefox is open. So we'll shut it down. So we'll close Mozilla Firefox. You can see how long it takes for this to shut down as well. Now I'm going to go restart. And I'll stop the computer loading after the BIOS has just initiated. So I'll be pressing F8 on the keyboard, bring up the options for me, which drive do I want to boot from. So I'm going to boot from, right, I'm pressing F8 now. And now we're going to boot from an old SSD. Same computer, same configuration. There's no enhancements set in the BIOS or anything. So I'll drop down to the SSD, which is an old Samsung 470 drive, so you probably have to find out actually how old it is. I would say it's about 8 years old. Hitting the button now. You'll be able to compare the times yourself by looking at the timer on the YouTube video. So you can see screens are changing a lot faster. There you go. Remarkable difference. To say that is an old SSD. Still perfect working order as both the drives are. And that's finished. That's finished loading. So as you can see, the drives, one's a clone of the other. It's virtually identical. You know, there is slight differences, but it's virtually identical program wise, capacity wise, and everything. So now we'll go and open Mozilla Firefox. You can compare it. Right, double click in now. Opens a bit quicker, doesn't it? So we'll shut that down and I'll tell the computer to reboot again. So it's up to you, but it's definitely worth putting an SSD in an old computer to speed it up. Say this is an old SSD of mine. If you get a later SSD, it will be probably 10 seconds faster. Now I've stopped it loading. It's asking me which drive I want to boot. I do use multiple booting. But I hope this video is just, is it worth putting an SSD in your old computer which you had a mechanical drive? 100% yes. The difference it makes, programs loading, shutting down, is vast. You've just seen it for yourself. So I hope this video is some good to you.